Yes, a big breaking news coming in from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Education Minister Ponmudi wades into the language war. Tamil Nadu Education Minister mocks the Hindi language. He says, and I quote, "Those who speak Hindi sell Pani-Puri." Tamil Nadu Minister says, why learn Hindi when English is being taught? This is the Education Minister who unfortunately defames the language, which, whether he likes or not, is certainly a language which is widely spoken across the country, a language which is also taught in Tamil Nadu as an optional language. And here, instead of respecting a language as equal to his own, the Tamil Nadu Education Minister almost belittles the language, saying those who speak Hindi sell Pani-Puri. Whatever he meant was an absolute insult. Let's have a listen what he said.
Hindi படிச்சா வேலை கிடைக்கும் கிடைக்குதா ஹிந்தி நம்ம ஊர்ல கோயம்புத்தூர்ல போய் பாருங்க பானிபூரி வச்சுக்கிறோம் எந்த கடை யாரு எல்லாம் அவன்தான் ஆக அது ஒரு காலம் இப்ப ஆங்கிலம் இன்டர்நேஷனல் லாங்குவேஜ் India in Tamil Nadu we should have our own system because India is a nation, as the governor already knows, unitary in diversity, various cultures are there, various languages are there. In Tamil Nadu itself we should follow our own educational system. We also borrow the new certain good policies from the new education policy and we are ready to follow it.
Let me quickly cut across to Pramod Madhav, who's been tracking those details. Pramod, what an embarrassment for an education minister to speak in such a manner. Very defamatory comment that he's made against a language, Hindi language. He says that those who speak Hindi sell Pani-Puri. And what he believes may be an insult there. What was his reference while he spoke on these lines?
It's absolutely degrading for a person who is holding such a position, Nabila. He is the actual higher education minister for the state of Tamil Nadu. And yes, he was addressing the students who were on a convocation event at Bharatiya University along with the governor. The state governor, R.N. Ravi, was also there. He was trying to address the situation of education policy, new education policy. He was trying to once again say that Tamil Nadu has a robust education policy, but only two-language system will be allowed here, that is English and Tamil. However, Hindi can be an optional language. The DMK and ADMK calls this as a kind of Hindi imposition, and that's the reason he was trying to say that. But however, he went a step far ahead, and this unfortunate comment, he should have definitely avoided it, but he tried to say that you are asking people to learn Hindi. Like earlier it was said that if you learn Hindi, you will get a job. But currently, even if you go to Coimbatore, go to some places, you would see that all those people who are selling...
stay with us. I'm going to quickly cut across to Narayan Tirupati, BJP leader, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Tirupati, here is the Education Minister of Tamil Nadu, Ponmudi, insulting the Hindi language, saying those who speak Hindi sell Pani-Puri. Whatever he meant, but it certainly came as an insult. How would you look at it?
Oh, Education Minister has to behave himself. He is talking like an uneducated personality.
Yeah.
I can only say that because he should understand that the Hindi-speaking people have come here. The same Mr. Stalin had praised the Hindi-speaking people when there was COVID. So for politics, when they want, they praise, and for politics, when they are in power, they want to drive out these people. This is highly condemnable. BJP strongly condemn all these things. And Mr. Ponmudi is known for this. He is always arrogant. His arrogancy is known. I think he should be very careful when using his language.
You know, here Mr. Ponmudi says that those who speak Hindi sell Pani-Puri. I'm not sure if he really realizes that Pani-Puri is sold across India. You have people of different states enjoying the very popular chaat Pani-Puri, and those who speak Kannada sell Pani-Puri, those who speak Tamil sell Pani-Puri. So what's with attaching Pani-Puri to Hindi?
No, who stopped Tamils to sell Pani-Puri? These people have made Tamils, more than 80% of Tamils, to drink every day with the Tasmak, in the Tasmak shops, liquor shops. And there is no one, nobody is willing to work. So let Ponmudi, as an education minister, try to educate people not to drink. As promised, they should close the Tasmak shops. Instead, they are advising and they are insulting the North Indians. That is very bad.
So, you know, you're saying there are several pressing issues in the state of Tamil Nadu that could have been dealt with, but here is such a loosely made comment coming in from the Education Minister himself. But Mr. Narayan Tirupati, give me an understanding in Tamil Nadu, how important is Hindi as a language? We know it's not a compulsion, but it's an optional language, something that students, of course, respect. A language must be respected. Hindu is one of those optional languages that they want, that if they want to, can take up. And in fact, Tamil Nadu should encourage. You want to learn Hindi, you're all allowed to make your choice. But here with the Education Minister itself trying to insult the language, what's going to be the motivation for students?
No, that is the DMK. They want to take this as a political issue. Always they do this. Whenever they have a problem, 1 year of misrule, they want to divert something with the language issue. Absolutely, that is the fact. But nobody will impose. Even the BJP government will not impose Hindi, because it has been a promise. So definitely in Tamil Nadu, nobody can and nobody will impose. Nobody can impose. So that is very clear. But unnecessarily these people are trying to create this into a language issue. This is uncalled for, unwanted. This is the arrogance of the Mr. Ponmudi, the Education Minister. It is very clearly in the uneducated way.
Well, absolutely, and he's an Education Minister to, if anything, must encourage students to learn, take up different languages. You know, here we also have Mohsin Raza, who's a BJP leader, joining us from Uttar Pradesh to give us a sense of what he thinks of this comment made by the Tamil Nadu Education Minister. Mohsin Raza ji, यहाँ पर Tamil Nadu Education Minister ने बोला है, जो हिंदी बात करते हैं, वो पानी-पूरी बेचते हैं. एक इंसल्ट के दौर पे बोला है.
देखिए, उन्होंने जो भी बात कही है, ये उनका अपना एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर कैसा होना चाहिए, ये भी उन्होंने दर्शा दिया, लोगों ने समझ लिया. लेकिन मुझे लगता है हिंदुस्तान में हिंदी हमारी एक मातृभाषा है, और हिंदी में ही जो हिंदुस्तान के संस्कार हैं, वो ये नहीं कहते हैं कि अगर कोई पानी पूरी खिलाकर आपको मोहब्बत से जीतना चाहता है तो आप उसका मजाक उड़ाइए. शायद ये अंग्रेजी भाषा का कमाल है, क्योंकि जो लोग अंग्रेजी भाषा को बहुत ज्यादा कहते हैं, उसको फरोग देते हैं या उसको प्रमोट करने की बात करते हैं, वो कॉमर्शियल लैंग्वेज है, इंटरनेशनल लैंग्वेज है, उसको हमें कॉमर्शियली इस्तेमाल करना है. लेकिन अगर संस्कार आपको लेना है तो वो आपको मातृभाषा से, हिंदी से ही मिलेंगे. और हिंदी हमेशा जोड़ने का काम करती है. वसुधैव कुटुंबकम हमारा ही सनातनी नारा है कि हम पूरे विश्व को अपना परिवार समझते हैं. तो अंग्रेजी चूंकि हमारी एक ऐसी भाषा है, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर हम जब जाते हैं तो हमें बोलना पड़ती है, लेकिन हमारी अपनी जबान क्या है. अब तो हमारे यहाँ बच्चे रशियन भी पढ़ते हैं, जर्मन भी पढ़ते हैं, सारी भाषाएं, चाइना की भी हमने देखा लोगों को बोलते हैं, रशियन, जर्मनी, अमेरिकन सभी हम बोलते हैं. लेकिन आप अपनी भाषा से इतनी नफरत करेंगे, ये बड़ी हैरत की बात है. ये तो उनको ही जवाब देना होगा, देश के लोगों को, या वहां अपने वहां के मिनिस्ट्री के या अपने राज्य के लोगों को जवाब देना होगा कि हिंदुस्तान में रहकर अगर हिंदी जबान से आपको इतना नफरत है तो क्यों है. ये वो जवाब देंगे. और पानी-पूरी वालों से नफरत, जो मोहब्बत बांट रहे हैं. पानी-पूरी में मीठा पानी भी होता है, खारा पानी भी होता है, लेकिन सब पानियों को अच्छा करके, मिनरल करके वो हमें पिलाते हैं, खिलाते हैं मेहनत से, और उसी में प्यार भी बांटते हैं. तो अगर इतनी नफरत है तो इसका जवाब तो उन्हें देश की जनता को देना होगा.
जी, मोहसिन रजा जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस.